Hello there guys, welcome back to Blues Fans TV for the weekly roundup show. As I'm here, sat here at YouTube Studio, YouTube Space in London with Lewis.
We got him back in London again. What are you saying, man?
Well, wait, I'm struggling.
Wow. You really just did that to me. Wow.
Come on, I'm not going to left you, am I? That's rude.
That's going to look so bad on the edit.
It is going to look so bad.
Oh.
So let's just make it a meme. But yeah, we're sat here. I'm finally in London. Literally came here straight from the airport. And, you know, as I'm looking here on my One Football app, by the way, download that. It's in the first line of the description. Download that app. It'd be massively appreciated. Of course, I'll subscribe to Blues Fans TV if you haven't already. That'd be good. But let's just talk about kind of the week's happenings. And, of course, arguably the biggest subject this week was definitely what happened between Chelsea and Manchester United, in my opinion anyways. And the whole VAR topic, because there is so much to talk about with VAR. How did Maguire not get sent off? Literally just kicked Batshuayi in the balls. How is he not sending off? It was about 10 times as bad as the Son one, and he got sent off, and everyone agreed that he got rightfully so sent off.
Elbow to Christensen before Martial got the first goal as well.
Exactly. I mean, I'm not sure whether that is a definite red card, but you can talk about it.
Here's the thing, VAR loves to be so precise for us, but they'll ignore this sort of shit when it happens to United.
Exactly.
And that's the problem, the incompetency of it. VAR as itself, I don't hate. I respect that we've been calling this shit for years. We're all hypocrites if we say we don't want it now. It's the way it's managed that's the problem.
Yeah.
The fact that the problem is the people who, in the VAR room, human error. That's always been the problem. Human error was the problem before VAR. Now we got VAR, we still got humans checking over the footage, and there's still problems, and there's still inconsistencies.
Yeah, that's exactly the thing. Like, I personally strongly disagree with the fact that the referee doesn't go over to the screen and look at it. I don't care about this whole excuse of the crowd might pressure the referee into a certain decision. I think that's absolute crap. I mean, the whole crowd pressuring a referee into a decision was just as much the case before VAR was a thing. Like, that's why playing at home is some sort of an advantage.
05?
Exactly. I mean, that was at the Bridge, so not really,
just
supporting my
an
argument. But yeah, no, I get you. Like, it's pressuring the referee. That can happen whether you look at the screen or not. Completely irrelevant. But then at least you have one person that's in charge of the decisions, because the problem with VAR referees for me is, you have different types of referees. Some are more lenient than others. And then you have an on-pitch referee who would let something go, or who would give a yellow or a red card for a certain situation. And then the guy who sat in the VAR studio, in the VAR booth, is a completely different kind of ref. And, if the ref on the pitch would see it again, would probably say, oh, that's a red card. But because the guy in the VAR booth is very much so more lenient, he's like, no, it's not a red. And that doesn't make any sense. And, there's so many more problems, like, why don't we look at yellow cards if it could be a second yellow card? But we look at straight reds, and what's the difference? Makes no sense. Why don't we look at balls going out of play in certain situations, but in other situations we do look at it? I don't understand the offside situation. I don't personally, I know a lot of people do. I have no problem. If you're a millimetre offside, you're offside. It's a factual rule. Either you're off or you're not. It's as simple as that. I don't care whether it's a yard or not. Like, this whole idea of, in benefit of the striker, you can give it like a margin, say 2 centimetres you're allowed to be offside, but then the same problem is, what if you're 2 centimetres and 1 millimetre offside? Then you're again offside.
One thing I've heard people complain about with VAR is the frame rate for capturing offsides, because I don't really know how to describe, but people are saying, like, you can't, with some of the cameras, you can't really capture the exact moment where the player connects to the ball when the ball leaves his foot, because in one frame the ball could be at his feet, and the next one the ball could be out of his feet. But where's the middle point with the offside, and how do you tell whether that player's been offside at the right point?
Yeah, no, I agree.
There's a lot of teething problems, isn't there?
Yeah, no, I agree. There are just problems with it that just need to be sorted out. But I think the main ones, like the offside discussion, is just like, we're just moaning. Like, back in the day before VAR, we, BT, Sky, whoever else, they showed the same kind of, image with the lines, whether you're offside or not, at half-time, after the game, even during the game. And then we were just complaining about that being the case. If someone was even just that much offside, we were complaining he was offside, the goal shouldn't have stood. Now it actually doesn't stand, and we're complaining because it wasn't too much. Yes, of course, in my opinion, the rules should be adjusted to new technology, because just adjusted to maybe just the feet count. Like, not like Arsene Wenger, if just a part of your body is onside, it's fine. Even if the majority of your body is offside, that's a stupid rule. He came out with that today. It doesn't make sense to me. You could let's just do feet, or let's, just do head or something. Then fair enough, because then you don't have this whole armpit situation. But I feel like the red card, that's just ridiculous. Like, I don't care who the referee is. I don't care what you can't blame the ref on the pitch, obviously, because how can he see that?
Yeah.
But, like, how can a referee looking at the screen not see that? And then we can complain about VAR, but essentially, we're not complaining about VAR. We're complaining about the referee looking at the screen. So we're still complaining about the referees' just lack of ability in the Premier League, and people saying it's getting better and everything. It isn't. It's getting continuously worse and worse and worse. And I don't know.
These refs just. It might be a little bit of conspiracy theory, but do you think these refs are trying to like sabotage VAR or something like that? Well, because it makes more sense with like why they're not going down to the TV monitor, or why they ain't using it to its full ability. Maybe they see it replacing them in the future or something like that.
I guess it could, but these decisions of is something a red card that can never really be decided by a computer. Like that, it will always, maybe not on pitch, but it will always have to be decided by someone that's a human being, because who else can decide that?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Actually, that all makes sense. But what I was saying. Yeah.
The complication, the difficult thing for me is just that it's so different in every country. The Bundesliga and the Serie A have had VAR for a while. And this is not the first season. They had problems in their first seasons. And you could say, yeah, it's a transitional period for VAR in the Premier League. Yes, but the Premier League took VAR much later than these other leagues. So the Premier League should have taken the experiences from the other leagues and actually done something with them, rather than, start and pretend like the other leagues don't exist. I mean, that's what bloody Brexit happened. It's ridiculous.
Hey, that's what the Premier League does all the time. We just pretend it's only the Premier League and no other competition exists. Yeah. That's why we play games on Wednesday and then have a Saturday kickoff. That's why Liverpool, for example, can't wear the Club World Cup badges on their shirt at Premier League games. Only the Premier League matters to the Premier League, and that's it.
Yeah, no, it is very true. Like, for me, I'm still pro VAR, but it just needs to strongly be enacted in the Premier League. I think out in the Champions League, it's okay. They just take too long to actually look at the screen, because they should just go straight away rather than wait for a minute, then be told, look at the screen, and then go to the screen, because that just slows the game down a little bit too much for me personally. But I'm not sure, like, there's so many times that VAR comes into it for every team. We've had it against Spurs, not like last year when the whole, what game was that? That was in the first leg of the League Cup semi-final when Harry Kane was offside, but VAR didn't see it because they had the wrong angle, and then they scored from a penalty. Yeah, we won a penalty in the second leg anyway, but that is like when you're like, okay, VAR, even with the technology, can't get offside decisions right. Then you're like, what on earth is the point? And as I'm talking about Spurs, another big thing that happened this week is Heung-min Son, of course, being out for apparently a few months with a fractured arm that he suffered against Aston Villa.
Nice, we're not the only one with injuries. Great.
Yeah. But he still scored 2 goals after that, which pisses me off, especially the last-minute winner.
With a broken arm. The one thing I'm feeling about with Son is I can't whore his name out on the vlog for max views. It's a shame. You see, because I see all you Tottenham vloggers, you do the exact same thing. Son gets a goal, gets an assist, you got his name in Korean letters out already.
Nah, but like,
respect.
No, you got to think about it. If we win, you could put in a title. If you had Spurs, you might have won. If you had Son, you might have won.
See this? See, this is why we moved.
Yes, this is why we moved. Because we have brilliant ideas. But it is a question, because where are goals in that game going to come from? Does it have 0-0 all over it?
Bit of both. Only reason why I don't think so is I think both our defences are atrocious. And I still think there'll be goals in this game. It's just God knows where these goals are coming from. I mean, at least Tottenham, they've got Lucas Moura, they've got Bergwijn, and I think Dele Alli always turns up against us, as much as I hate to say it. With us, my only worry is who's going to turn up for us. I know Willian loves this game, but other than that, this is a sort of game where you want someone to take a stand and make the game for themselves. And it's just with the last couple of games in the home form, it's hard to be optimistic about it.
Yeah, no, that is very true. I don't know where the goals are going to come from. Like you say, Dele Alli is always bloody annoying. He just always is against us. That's the thing. You have Lucas Moura, you have Bergwijn. Who do we have? Willian. Maybe it's one of his games that he turns up for, because he hasn't turned up in quite a while since we last played Spurs. How long does that ago? 2.5 months. Usually turns up every 3 months, so maybe we're one due, I guess, because Pedro's not going to. Who knows whether Lampard will start Batshuayi or Giroud? Let's just hope that Tammy is fit. But to me, it's got a 0-0 all over it, unless one of the teams scores from a set piece. Basically, that's
literally the one thing that both teams don't need. Because I think Sheffield United go above us if they beat us. I mean, if they win and we draw, they go above both us and Tottenham.
I'd rather be Sheffield above us than Spurs, though, for some reason.
Actually, no, wait. The top 4 don't even really matter now because of what happened with City. It might be top 5.
Yeah, I mean, we don't know.
Not even that bad.
Like their chief
obviously
executive.
Don't want to drop out of 4th, but
Yeah.
We want Champions League this season, don't we?
I think the chief executive director said today, no, we're innocent and everything, and we will try everything to, you get this sorted. Who knows? We said we're innocent. We weren't innocent. So, let's just see about that. But, we spoke about lack of goals, lack of strikers, especially when Michy Batshuayi on Sunday. Some striker that is definitely not lacking goals is good old Erling Haaland, who obviously moved from, Salzburg, from Red Bull Salzburg.
Gunman.
He really is.
Absolute gunman.
He's ridiculous. Like, he's 19 years old, has scored like 30-something goals already this season, but most of those came in the Austrian Bundesliga, and trust me, the Austrian Bundesliga is awful. So, don't take that for anything. But he's also scored, 10 or 11, I think 11 Champions League goals in 7 games already this season, which is ridiculous.
He's got, Player of the Month for Bundesliga, and he's played, 54 minutes.
Yeah.
Something stupid like
His
that.
first month, he's 19 years old, he's born in 2000.
Some madman.
And then that second goal against PSG in the Champions League last night, he scored both, which, again, is ridiculous. He's 19. But that second, he's just got a thunderbolt off a left foot. There was so much power on that. It's ridiculous how much power he gets.
His
he's
movement,
19.
finishing. For his age, man. Seriously, the guy is a baller. I wasn't sure about him when I heard he could be leaving in January because, not going to lie, numbers are good, but the guy's just come out of nowhere. Even after 4 months, you want to, hold your horse a bit. But the guy's come to Dortmund and he's fucked up the whole scene.
He really has.
I haven't seen someone move like that and at that age as well. Apparently in 2022 there's a release clause of 75 million that starts to break in at that point. If that comes out, bro, I don't even care what striker we have at that point. Get Haaland. Because if he keeps going at the rate he's going, the world is his oyster, and I mean that with every sense of the word. The guy is a bagsman, and the guy, all he's doing is finding the net again and again and again.
He just doesn't stop, and it's ridiculous because, like I said, because he is so young, and he still has improving to do, obviously, and Dortmund got him for, 18, 20 million? I mean, no one officially knew about that release clause, so that's always kind of the problem with release clauses. Sometimes you just don't know about them. But Dortmund got him for 18 million, then you're sat here, Chelsea didn't sign anyone in January. Brilliant. And now Tammy's injured, and we started Michy Batshuayi against Manchester United. Could have had Haaland, but that's, I guess, the problem that we have with the whole Lampard and wanting our young English players from the academy to come through. Well, if we have a 21, 22-year-old English striker, are we really going to buy a 19-year-old Norwegian striker to play over our English striker that's not from our academy? Probably not.
If he's a baller like Haaland is, I would.
No, we would.
Okay.
But would the club, would Lampard, do you know what I mean?
Here's the thing, I get we're building the youth, but same way there's improvements that need to be made in the squad, and Lampard knows that. And I think you need to have the right balance of giving players opportunity and seeing a good thing right in front of you and taking it.
I completely agree. I'm just not sure whether they, will move that way. Because if you look at that second goal yesterday, I don't think anyone, bar maybe Reece James, is capable of hitting a football like that. Not a single player in our squad is able to get that much power on a football. Willian can shoot well, but not like that. He literally, you could see as he was moving towards the ball, he was just going to rifle that. And, when players usually, when they rifle it, they just put it 20 yards over. No, he put it in the roof of the net from 20, 22 yards out? Ridiculous.
I don't know how much training this guy did as a kid.
Yeah.
Or whatever kind of training he did. But his dad, man, you should be proud of that boy.
Yeah. But yeah, the other last thing, as we're talking about the Champions League, I guess Liverpool lost, which is always fun. I wish they lost in the Premier League so they don't go unbeaten.
Finally.
Yeah, exactly. It's funny how both Napoli and Atletico Madrid have beaten them this season, and both of these clubs are kind of in crisis when they've beaten them, which kind of makes no sense. But I guess that's what happens. Just Liverpool, maybe they're more confident in their Prem. I don't know, but it worked for
I think their
Atletico.
focus is definitely a lot more on the Prem than the Champions League now. 'Cause here's the thing, they've just won it already. And I think, regardless of how good their team is, if they've just won the Champions League, I think their heads will drop just a little bit. They won't hit it with the same determination as last year. Maybe close, but not the same determination.
The thing for me is just because they're so far ahead in the Prem, 22 points or something? They don't need to focus on the Prem that much anymore.
And I don't think, I fully agree with you on that, but I still say it takes a lot to win the Champions League back-to-back.
Oh, no, for sure.
It takes a lot. And Madrid managed to do it 3 times back-to-back, but that's Real Madrid for you. Liverpool's a good team, but if they want to be one of the best teams in history, then they're going to have to win the Premier League and Champions League too now.
That is very true. And also, just because they lost 1-0 in Madrid clearly for Liverpool doesn't mean they're out. I mean, considering they lost 3-0 to Barcelona last year and still...
Don't mean a thing.
Exactly.
I remember in the 90th minute, I was still looking as like, where's this goal coming from? Because you know exactly what Liverpool are going to do. 96th minute or some judge like that, Mane or Firmino, maybe even Robertson or something like that will get a goal. It'll be somebody.
Yeah, exactly. But yeah, that was your weekly roundup show. I think we've covered plenty today. I hope you did enjoy it. Let us know in the comments down below what you think of our whole VAR discussion, because I think it's a big topic that, and just VAR needs to be changed. I hope it will be adjusted for next season. I think it really needs to be adjusted for next season. But yeah, I don't think we have anything else to say. Like I said in the beginning, make sure you check out the OneFootball app. You know, the link to it is down in the description. Just download the app via that link. That'd be massively appreciated. Subscribe to Blues Fans TV if you haven't already. Also check out our personal channels. Mine's is just my name, Laurenz Vescoli, and his is Carefree Lewis G. Check out those. Like the video if you enjoyed it. And yeah, I think we're going to leave it here. Thank you guys for watching. Up to Chelsea.
Up to Chelsea.
And we'll see you next time.